Welcome to my channel, Sacred Intuition, and welcome to this message from your ancestors and whatever you need to know. And I'm actually recording this using the energy of the full moon in Scorpio. Whew. As I was shuffling through the deck and I was preparing the deck, I saw the snake. And that was rather fascinating because I had on Sunday, I had that dream about snakes. And as I was looking it up in the guidebook that is coming with the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, the snake actually represents Mother Earth. And it speaks of passion and healing and renewal, which I think is so interesting because obviously the Scorpio full moon, Scorpio is all about renewal and transformation, right? No way. The snake offers the apple of the tree of enlightenment in the Garden of Eden and demands of us to let go of the past and shed it like an old skin. If you haven't listened to my message from Mother's Day, you might want to check this out, okay? Whew. But at the same time, it's also the forbidden fruit that she's offering, the snake. But this forbidden fruit is also channeling and releasing your passion and creativity. Now, maybe you had a certain idea, and then I would encourage you to really act on this impulse. Yeah, let go of your old skin. And also welcome in the vulnerability of your body. Maybe I do have a feeling that you had a very sensual feeling maybe the last 2 days and maybe also the next 2 days. Yeah, it's literally about letting go of the drama with the snake. What I also saw was the Tree of Life. Now with the Tree of Life, it's like a holy symbol, and it talks about our roots and whether if our roots are deeply grounded into the earth, then no matter what storm is coming, nothing can unroot us, right? Nothing can bring this tree to fall. But if our roots are not deep and we're not as connected to our ancestors, then any little wind will shake our foundation. Yeah. And the Tree of Life doesn't only have very thick and steady roots deep, deep, deep down into the earth, but also its twigs and are reaching towards the sky. And the Tree of Life kind of reminds of how you say it, to keep a balance. And that ties in so much with my message from Sunday. So it's kind of like a continuation, but your ancestors are actually picking up the thread that were left by your guardian angels and spirit guides. And you're actually kind of being asked whether you're living too much in your head and in a fantasy world, or if you're actually also connected to the reality. Or if you're even kind of stuck in routines. Are you kind of mechanically going through the same patterns? Yeah, open yourself up. and become aware what nourishments your body might need. Okay? Let's see. The mystic shaman. Okay? There I'm getting the energy of really connecting with oneself and your gifts. The flow. Yeah, going with the flow. And I was talking about the flow as well. And I had the metaphor of a river. And to not be swept away with with a torrent, but instead of quietly observing but still feeling the emotion. I kind of feel drawn to this. Holy crap. Let me read this to you. Wait, where is it? Okay, there it is. Meandering river. A meandering river is a waterway that curves, bends, turns, and seems to swing side to side as it flows forward. Viewed from above, it looks sinuous and even snake-like. No way. Snake. Yeah, okay. Meandering rivers are dynamic as they wind their way across valley floors and bring life-giving sediment to new habitats. The word meander was derived from the ancient Meander River, which flows into the Aegean Sea. The Greeks created symbols for Meander that have been described as some of the most important symbols for the ancient Greek culture. They represented the fluid movement of water and the eternal flow of all life. The twisting patterns were also thought to represent the serpent, which was the symbol of healing. Hence, our present-day symbol for doctors is the caduceus. There are times to hold on tight to the shore, and there are times to enter the flow. Notice where life is going and move in that direction. Watch for signs and follow them. Oh my God, that is so tying in. Okay, and I see the full moon again, and not each card has a full moon on it. So let's see what your ancestors want you to know, and what energy they want you to embody. Okay. What is the answer from your ancestors? What does the collective need to know at this time of the full moon in Scorpio? What is it that the ancestors want you to know at this time? Or what energy are you meant to be? No, the wild woman. Number 6 and 2. And the wind. I'm hearing be as light as a feather. And 63. Oh, it's continuation. As you embody the wild woman, you become like the wind. You can either be a storm or you can be a gentle breeze. You hold the power of both of it. Okay? But we're going to read into it in a second. But that's what I'm getting intuitively. What else? What is the energy of the full moon in Scorpio that we need to know? What is accompanying the wild woman and the wind? What is it that your ancestors want you to know? Okay. What is it that they want you to know? Okay. I'm being guided to look underneath. Delight. Okay. But it's not the message yet. I'm being guided to read the wild woman at first. The wild woman, and I stopped at vision seeking, or the search of vision. The wild woman. No way. It talks about being your most authentic self and living, like to be embracing your liberty, your freedom. Free from any societal limitations and any cultural conformity. The wild woman is acting like a mirror, showing the truest essence of who you are and who you are meant to become. She reminds us of that light within each of us that is only being dimmed by limitations that are being cast upon us from the society in forms of expectations. How beautiful, especially because Scorpio transformation. And the wild woman is basically calling out to you to, despite the fear of consequences, to never dim our lights, to actually really shine brightly, so that we can really embrace life as it is. You're being invited to shine brightly and to be your most authentic self. Oh, wow. It's a symbol that a long hoped for dream is starting to take roots and is being asked to be... Wait. Beautiful. It got interrupted, but we continue. And this long desired dream is meant to be expressed. And your authentic self does not fit in any drawer or box. It needs the freedom to lighten up. And this is why you're being encouraged to be courageous, to be brave, and to step into the light. Wow, shine bright and dance with full enthusiasm. Be authentically yourself and let the Holy Spirit decide what will happen. You're not going to regret if you're listening to the wild woman within you. And everyone has the wild woman. Doesn't matter of the gender. It's an energy. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, the medicine of it. But it does also remind you that excess, only to experience excess, is a sign for a lack of balance. So it's not about being like completely excessive in what you're doing, but feeling everything thoroughly, okay? Because otherwise, the danger is that you're going to get caught up in obsessive thinking and behavior. And that you're trying to seek, oh wow, you are seeking the liberty or the freedom of these excessive behavior or patterns in places where you'll never find them. And honestly, well, I normally don't talk about my personal journey here, but I know this is very much connected. This is also a message that is very much for me. And it ties in with the person that I'm connected to. And I know that he has been going to a certain place where people believe they are so highly vibrational and they're so awakened, but all they're doing is basically taking drugs, and they think this is what makes them connect to a higher source, and that where this is taking place, this is the only place where they can be their most true authentic self. And I do believe that everyone has a unique truth, okay? And I don't care what people are believing in, but no person and by this I'm standing, no person who believes that by taking drugs, and I'm talking about synthetic drugs, and believes that they are a high vibrational being, I'm sorry, but you are absolutely delulu. No. That is the lowest vibrational thing that I can think of, because it makes you disconnect from your true authentic self. And people that have to use constant drug use, I'm sorry, you cannot be that far ahead in your healing journey, because you're still masking pains. You're still fleeing the truth. You're still running away from something. I don't know why I'm being so guided to say this right now, but there was something like about this excess and how some people think that because people are like, yeah, we are so inclusive and we're so free and we are love and light and yeah, no. Most of the time, those are the exact people who are not love and light. And by the way, being love and light doesn't mean that everything is hunky-dory and everything is, oh, glitter and gold, yay! There's no room for negativity. Yeah, well, go back into Lululand. That's not reality. True strength and true shining light, true embodying light that I'm also promoting here on my channel, is being comfortable with your shadows. And your shadows are as much needed as your light. It's about the balance. Everything is or needs balance. It has always been that way. And just running away from the harsh reality is not going to change the reality. It's not going to change the reality. Dot. That's it. Full stop. Anyway, going on a tangent here. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go so that you don't become one of the hungry ghosts that are talked about in the Chinese Buddhism, that never found like the feeling of having enough, right? They always felt like they were starving. True, you cannot make this up. True freedom lies in trusting the fluidity of life. In the knowledge that the river needs the, oh wow, how do you call this? The land right at the, I can't think of the word. I can't think of the English word. Ufa. What the heck? I can't think of it. Like there's a river and there's land to either side of it, and that's the, drop it in the comment section. What the heck? Okay, that's wild. And the river also needs the other two sides, right? To be in flow. And also your thinking and behavior needs to have boundaries. It is time to simplify, to be mindful, and to reconnect with the inner light. And this is so relevant. Like, honestly, this is so relevant. I have no idea. And the wind. The wind, of course, is connected to the air element. And it talks about communication, thinking, singing, and inspiring ideas. But it also represents change, positive and negative. And the wind can come from all four directions. Oh, wow. And each one has a different quality. If the wind is coming from the south, it brings new trust and new faith and helps you in a gentle manner to let go of certain behavior and parts of yourself that you're no longer needing, which again helps you with your authenticity and embracing the wild woman energy. If the wind is coming from the west, it is demanding to really look deep within and to be ready to make final decisions and to let go of any attachments that your ego is still holding on to. You cannot make this up. This is wild. This is why I was talking about this. Okay. The wind coming from the north is actually encouraging you to actually make use of your wisdom and your power. And the wind coming from the east is giving you clarity when it comes to your vision and your goal. And I was opening up to the search of vision, right? Or the vision search. No matter from what direction the wind is blowing for you, but whatever message it is a challenge to you. And it might require courage at first to turn and face the wind, face the music, right? But if you're standing facing the wind and the wind is giving you the lessons, you will be faced with so much joy. It's a sign for change, the wind of change, right? Maybe you need to change your opinion about something. Maybe it's also a certain behavioral pattern that you have that has become automatic to you. But you've actually gotten a deeper clarity, and now you can make a different decision and change your behavior because you might have not had that clarity before. Yeah. Yeah, and it's a cleansing energy. I absolutely love this. This is whew, I'm mind blown actually, if I'm honest. The master of time. I'm telling you, it is time. It is time. It is time for this wind of change to come in and for you to embody the wild woman energy. And you're ready for any kind of change that is coming your way. And that's the title. You're ready for the change. You're ready for the change. Wow. Wonders and release. I'm telling you, wonders are happening as you release. As you release what is holding you back, this is when you're creating room for wonders. Wait, now I'm hearing the song. Time of wonders. Ah, crap. I don't know which song that is. Illumination. Something is being illuminated to you. I'm not even guided to read from the Oracle book, but I do want to get some more clarity as in tarot. And I want to use the Holy Grail Tarot. What else do we need to know about the wild woman and the wind? The wild woman. Blah. You're transforming. You're releasing. No way. Release. Pfft. You're transitioning into your most authentic self. Yeah. You're bringing in your manifestation, your celebration. Can you make this up? I might take this out later. Wait, judgment call. It's judgment call. And it might be even a judgment call on a connection that you are having. That's maybe why. That's maybe why I was guided, and I also saw the Hangman, why I was guided to also talk about the person that I'm connected to. Okay. How about the wind? What is the wind of change bringing? Honestly, guys, I think this full moon in Scorpio, your ancestors want you to know that maybe you haven't believed in this anymore, okay? Maybe you actually gave up. But you know what? You are going to get this happy life. You're going to get this celebration. You're going to get the abundance, whatever the wonder is, whatever this change in life that is meant for you. And it's coming in as you release. The leaves are changing. Maybe you release something in autumn, fall, which is also the windy season, to be fair. Wow, the sun is coming through. Like, those are so positive cards. How about, what are you releasing? I'm telling you, as you've released your stronghold on a connection, this is probably what is actually transforming this unbreakable bond, or is bringing in. I'm telling you, this release is actually leading to this Two of Cups and an opportunity arising. You are, maybe you were closed off to this before. Or maybe you were just blindfolded. You are not meant to see. What is the wonder? I mean, there are not that many great cards in here anymore. Ho, ho, ho. That's the... Wow. The wonder, the Ace of Cups, the miracles from God, right? And it might have been something that you might have feared. You might have... And you know what? That's it. It's about overcoming the obstacles. And the obstacles might have been the anxiety, the fear that kept you stuck from going through that change. I feel like it's more like this. As you stand your ground and overcoming the Nine of Swords, this is what actually is leading to this miracle coming your way. Because this way it makes more sense. Yeah, you're moving into mental clarity and you're seeking harmony in your transition. I mean, it doesn't leave room for interpretation. And that's the message. You're ready for the change. The change is coming as you embrace your authenticity. Wow. As you embrace and release, change is coming. As you embrace and release, change is coming. We're going to leave it at that. This is wild, okay? That is such a clear message from your ancestors. I love it. Get ready. Because life is going to be very, very sweet to you.